We are going to talk about things that I like, though. Right now.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Such as?
Because we're going to talk about Watch This Bitches. And it looks like someone watched two things that I've seen, and I put something else on there.
Elegantly handled.
Uh-huh. I thought so. Who put these two things on there?
Maybe it was two different people, each putting one thing on there. What do you think
I don't
about
believe
that?
Nope. No, because the font is the same. And font is like handwriting. No, my theory doesn't hold water.
I'm not sure. We may need to investigate. No, I saw we saw Jungle Book during the blizzard since Ty was home from school.
It's on Netflix, I'm assuming?
It's on
Is that how you
Netflix,
saw it?
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. I had, of course, seen the original, but Ty had not. And they did an amazing job, computerizing. There was only one point where, like, the tiger...
Is that a word? Computerizing?
I don't know what they did. Well, they computerized animals. I don't know how they did it. I'm sure there's some... They basically filmed animals.
No, tell us about the computerizing,
I'm going to explain the computerizations. And the compu functions.
Is that the name of the show? CAGCast 491, Computerized?
Computron.
Uh-huh. Anyway, they only, like, Grand Moff Tarkined the tiger in one scene where his head looks like it's floating a little too strangely on his body. But
Andy Serkis didn't do a good job at that. He wasn't a convincing tiger.
It was something with the computerizationals. It was a little off, basically. It didn't look like you said, hey, this is fake. But the rest of it, I mean, they did a pretty amazing job of making it look like...
They have all the songs in that, or do they strip the songs out?
Yes, no, they do. They have... I mean, there aren't that many songs in that movie to begin with. There's really, like, 3.
They had Bare Necessities, and I think that's it.
I Want to Be Like You.
Oh, yeah, they had that, yeah. But it was short until you...
And... Yeah. There's the song that the snake sings, but that's only at the ending credits. Is that a spoiler?
No.
Ka doesn't sing in the movie?
No. No. Yeah, it was good. Ty enjoyed it a lot. And
my kids, we saw that in the theaters. We liked it.
No nightmares.
No. I don't have to get into that.
Right. Wombat had nightmares from
I did not have that. We Sabrina was talked into watching Goosebumps by her friend and her younger brother on Sunday, and of course Sabrina had nightmares. So what can you do?
When you told me that story, Wombat, I noticed it was on Netflix, and I asked Ty if he wanted to watch that. He's like, "No, that looks scary." Pass.
Yep, it was the puppet.
I don't know anything about it. It's
this ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, that's the Funhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, the Funhouse.
Yeah.
Pinball dummy.
He doesn't want that shit. Yeah. I guess Ship saw Moana.
I did see
Moana. Oh, whatever.
That's a quality Disney princess film.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. The soundtrack is great. I had been listening to the soundtrack for about 4 months on my way to and from preschool.
Shiny is a baller song, though.
They're all great, but the soundtrack itself has probably, I don't know, twice as many songs than what the movie has.
Oh, weird.
Like they cut a ton, and they're all good songs because they're all by Lin-Manuel, the Hamilton guy.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what his last name was. He's got too many names.
It's ethnic.
Right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Ship lives in Ohio. They don't have that type of stuff there.
Gotcha.
They just have chili. That's about as ethnic as it gets.
No, it's really good, though. I think you would like it, Cheapy.
I've seen it.
You have seen Moana.
Yeah, we saw it in the theater. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's not quite... It's not going to become Frozen or Tangled in my house, but it's a strong third, I would say, as far as her having to stop and sing the song whenever it comes on.
Perfect.
Elliot watched it today, so yeah, it'll get some replay in my house.
Troy Polamalu did a fantastic job. He's in that movie. I'm not just making a joke.
I know he is.
The only we watched the making of, and like all of the actors were from the Pacific Islands or had that heritage behind them. like The Rock and Troy Polamalu, except for one, the chicken.
Oh yeah, Isaac Bernstein. Yeah, he. Oh no,
no, it was
Alan Tudyk was the chicken.
Alan Tudyk.
He's in all their movies now. He's
right.
like a good luck charm. Ever since he was King Candy.
He just made chicken noises in this one.
Sweet. All right. What else? Who's watching Crashing?
I'm watching Crashing on HBO. That is a show that is not for children of any way, shape, or form.
I tried to watch some of the first episode.
There's like screaming and yelling going on in my house.
Oh, really? Let's get the microphone close to it. We want to hear.
Sorry. It's a little distracting. Yeah, I've been watching Crashing on HBO. It's very good. If you would like it, Cheapy. It's a comedy, but it's not. It's a little depressing at the same time.
Right. I watched about half of the first episode because it got my attention because it's the name of the episode is Artie Lang. And
he's in it.
I know. I assume that. But Mrs. Cheevy wants nothing to do with it. And I sort of tricked her into watching the first 10 minutes. But as soon as she realized that she was being tricked, she put a stop to that.
Mm.
So, it seemed pretty good. I'd like to watch more of it.
You should. You would at least watch the first 2 episodes because Artie Lang is in a good chunk of the first 2.
Does he look horrible?
Yes, he does. He looks really frightening.
But
he's very funny.
Okay. Does he look like he's going to die soon?
He does.
Yeah.
So you should watch it to support, his last efforts. But no, it's very good. It's funny. Pete Holmes is very good. As someone who's a Pete Holmes fan and has been for a long time, since before his podcast started. It's really interesting. It's really interesting knowing his story and seeing it on screen.
Oh, is it about him, basically?
Yeah, it's autobiographical, but it's sort of taken out of time because it obviously takes place today, like in 2016, not 10 years ago when he was going through it or earlier. But it's cool, and then it's there's a lot of other stand-ups in it that play themselves, but like heightened versions of themselves because obviously it's a TV show. So it's interesting and it's worth checking out. So it was just renewed for a second season, so you don't have to worry about HBO canceling it if you start to like it.
Right. All right, that's Crashing. In case you missed it. At Marky Marg 2 writes in and asks, why is Wombat so critical of movies, but gives a free pass? Why are you highlighting it while I'm trying to read it? It's very distracting.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's like giving me a scene. It's like a pink. Imagine trying to read something off of a screen while like a pink highlighter is flickering on and off. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Stop doing it.
Now I can't.
Come on. Why is Wombat so critical of movies but gives a free pass to most Marvel films despite them being terrible?
Marvel films are terrible?
I don't know what he means by that. I mean, some of them are fantastic and some of them are like just fine. None of them
I don't even
terrible.
think I give them a free pass. You said I give them a free I don't, I think some of them are very flawed and some of them are amazing. But so now I'm critical of movies, and I just got all sorts of I guess he means Marvel Studios because I gave Logan some crap. I got so much hate from having a less than perfect opinion of Logan. Like my opinion, it changes someone else's way to view that movie.
It is weird how that works.
You should give a dissenting opinion about Zelda and see how that goes.
Seriously, it was so strange because I was reading that this week too. Reading all the comments. Shipwreck is referring to Jim Sterling's review and seeing how he was the reaction he was getting, and I got maybe one millionth of that for my Logan opinion, and even that was enough.
Too much.
Yeah, even that was too much. And I didn't even dislike Logan. I liked it a lot. I just had criticisms about the middle. Like I'm a terrible human being for not thinking that something you thought was perfect was perfect. Yeah. And I don't think I give Marvel films a free pass, and I'm critical about a lot of things because it's just, I don't know. It's just how
I think you're too easy on DC films.
Huh? DC films are terrible. My son watched Superman 78 during the blizzard.
Yeah, he must have been bored to tears.
He did not like it.
It's very long and slow.
Yeah, he did not like it.
It's not for...
I was surprised.
I wasn't.
I enjoyed it.
It's not really for kids.
No.
Yeah, sure it is.
There's like a solid 20 minutes in there that kids could enjoy.
Well, the
not
scene
all
where
together, though. I mean, like...
The Lois Lane Superman flying over Manhattan scene, or Metropolis, feels so long now. Like, it feels like it's an hour of them just flying in the sky.
Right.
It's very strange. Yeah.
Daddy, can I stop watching now?
He just started playing with his toys on the floor.
Good call.
Yep. But anyway, I don't know. I guess I'll be. Should I? So what is the consensus here? Am I not critical enough, or should
You're
I be
fine.
more critical?
Don't worry about it. People have.
I'm very confused by you people.
I just put this on there because I don't know. I know we like questions that are asking about you specifically, so I figured I'd put it on there.
Well,
everybody likes it. Who doesn't like it?
Yeah. What about this one?
At Rich Voss writes, why don't you flash it a little? You should change the size of the font while I'm reading it. It'd be perfect. At Rich Voss writes in and asks, what do you think about Warner Brothers looking into rebooting The Matrix? He changed the font. You made it smaller after I read it.
Yes, I did. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself.
And then he laughed at it like it had no effect on me whatsoever. But he literally entertained himself while making the show and then laughed.
Someone has to entertain. This show has to entertain someone. It might as well be me. First time ever.
Maybe we do need to have like cameras set up. And like Wombat's desktop needs to be broadcast live while we're doing the show. I think it might be more entertaining than the show.
It's possible. Where was I going? Anyway,
The Matrix reboot.
The Matrix. So here's my theory on that, because I read this actually earlier today, someone posted this on Twitter, and I don't know who to give credit to. But I will agree with this point. If it means we get better Matrix sequels, I'm all for it, because Matrix 2 and 3 were pretty awful.
Right. Well, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to make a good sequel.
Matrix 2, it had its moments.
Definitely.
It just had that 45-minute rave scene in it. That was
which
really,
is all that anyone remembers.
Right. That's really, other than that, I think that movie's actually like a pretty good action movie.
Is that the one with the ghost twins?
Yeah, the ghost twins and the car chase.
Yeah, with the bus. Is it a truck that flips over or a bus that flips over?
Some big vehicle. We've all only seen this movie once.
Yep,
that's for sure.
Right, we've seen the original one.
But isn't that the biggest indictment of that movie? Because I must have seen the first Matrix a bajillion times. Like, if that movie's on and I'm home and it's on TV, I'll put that movie. It's a great, like, I've seen this movie enough, I could just have it on in the background and do what I'm doing.
I think the problem the second and third one kind of had was that the first one made you feel like smart while you were watching it. Like, there was just something about the way the story unfolded, and I don't know. It was just interesting to watch. But by the time you got to the second and third ones, it was like I never got to the third one. I don't know. I don't think I ever watched it. But it was, I don't know. It was just, okay, these effects are okay, but the story is not great.
Well, it made you feel dumb because you had no idea what was going on.
Right. Like the first one, it was all self-contained. It all made sense. He flies off at the end. You just assume that he just goes and kicks asses and fixes everything. So I don't know, like a reboot, they'd have to go and really restructure the story, which doesn't work traditionally. Like I think about Total Recall, and it's like, this is kind of the same movie, but it kind of sucks.
Yeah, the Total Recall remake was not very good at all.
Yeah,
that was disappointing. Am I being too critical, people? You can let me know if I'm being too critical about the Total Recall remake.
I never saw it. The reviews were so bad that I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
It's honestly, its biggest crime is being forgettable.
Mm-hmm. And they never go to Mars.
Yeah, and they don't get their ass to Mars. The thing also with the Matrix is, it's what was so great about the first Matrix movie was it was a surprise. Like, you didn't really know what the Matrix was. They did a really good job. I mean, it wasn't quite pre-internet, but it was dawn of internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this dawn of internet movie before everything could get spoiled before marketing departments, I guess, really got out of hand with it too. So they did a really good job of getting, of word of mouth on that movie. Like, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, and it was right on the edge of like the technology was there as well. Like the action scenes were not stuff that we had seen a lot of before,
unless you watched Hong Kong. And
right. But even that, it like.
Yeah, they had more money. They had a lot more money.
More money, more guns, more slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was more.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you watched it a million times because it was basically the reference for your DVD player.
It was on DVD.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was on DVD. You could watch specific scenes.
Yep. I owned that. It was one of the first DVD. I think it was like the first DVD a lot of people bought.
Let's watch that bank scene again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Even that music was new.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the Mortal Kombat music.
No.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yep.
Checks out.
Yep. There is no spoon. So I guess the hardest part of rebooting the Matrix would be how do you capture that feeling again? And I don't know if it's possible.
Right. That's why I think that's a big reason why a lot of these reboots fail is you can't. I mean, there's only one. You can only watch RoboCop for the first time once. And what are you going to do? You're gonna remake it?
Well, I think it also has to do a lot with the premise itself. Like I think a reason why a reboot of Star Trek, why I think that worked, is the premise itself is already so open-ended. It's not a self-contained thing. It's about the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. So that's a story that you could keep adding on to forever. And if you in a smart reboot that just kind of change the cast more than anything else, allows you to progress in many ways from what Star Trek already was.
Yeah.
Did I make any sense?
No, I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of Star Trek stories to be told, and it's a good vehicle
Even the
for
same
telling
thing,
them.
Exactly. The same thing with with a comic book movie. If it's already something that's been serialized, then you can kind of reboot it because there's still story to tell. With something like The Matrix or a Total Recall or even Ghostbusters.
Or a Spider-Man movie.
Or, a Spider-Man origin story. Is there still that story? Are you telling the same story again, or is there more story to tell? Right. And I guess that's the big question.
There could be more Matrix to tell because those, the Matrix Reanimated or whatever that was called. That's what it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there were some interesting ones, those little shorts. So if you go and make a different story that's not Neo,
yes, that could be good.
That could be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not working on the Matrix, so I could be very wrong. But I don't that's the big if there's more story to tell. So there you go. I think we answered that question for too long.
We watched this. We did it, bitches.